This video will go over how to create a sales territory in a state by county, and then how to export the territory to an Excel spreadsheet that includes all the zip codes in the defined territory. So in Map Business Online, we have our map and data box. It hangs out on the left-hand side, and this controls our different data layers. The first thing I'm going to do is turn on my counties layer across the nation, and I'll just click on my states layer as well, just to give me a defined border. To change the look and feel of my map, to change my borders to make those stand out, I'm going to click on the little settings gear next to states to open up manage map and data. And from here, I can click on my little color box and change those borders. I can also change the color of the labels as well so that they're more pronounced. So let's say I wanted to create territories in Washington. I'm going to just go ahead and zoom in on that state, and I'm going to just start clicking on my map. So with Map Business Online, I can click on the county layer. I can actually then hold on this shift button and click on multiple counties. When I'm done, I can click on this little blue puzzle piece that's been chasing me around, and I can give it a territory name. I'll just call it Washington. And now our data window has popped up, and that'll give us a list of all the counties. If we wanted to change the color of this territory, we could click on this little color box and change that to something else. Besides clicking on the counties one at a time, we could use our search tools at the top. These are the shapes with binoculars, and so we could search by a circle radius, we could draw a polygon, we could draw a freeform area, or designate a drive time polygon. In this case, if I'm just quickly creating territories, I'll use my freeform tool and just start kind of dragging it around those counties that I want. And then once I come up to the beginning, the program will ask me what I'm looking to find within that shape. And in this case, I'm querying counties because I want to create a territory. And I'll just give it a name of Washington 2. I can change my color. And then I can click on the red X to delete that shape. I can do it one more time. Maybe this time I use my polygon and I just start clicking. And every time I click my mouse, I get to change direction. Okay, now that we have our territories across Washington, we're now looking for the zip codes that are within those territories. What I'm going to do to get a list of all of the zip codes within Washington is I'm going to click this button that says Plot Data on Map, and I'm going to pull in a layer of zip codes that we have included in the program. I'm not going to just simply export the zip codes, the boundary zip codes. I'm going to also export the point zip codes as well. The difference is that the point zip codes are just essentially like PO boxes for buildings that receive a ton of mail. They're not defined by a boundary. But this process is going to be exporting all of them, all the zip codes that fall within those areas. So to do this, I'm going to click on From Server, and I'm going to click on our pull down list and choose Public Data. This is data that's included in your subscription. I'm going to choose a point list of all the zip codes in the United States, and I'm going to plot them on the map. And so now we're going to have all of the zip codes across the nation defined. I'm going to choose Not to Color Code, and I'm presented with my data window. If you close out of the data window and you ever need to get back to it, it's at the top and it looks like a calendar. So I want to be sure that from the pull down list I choose my zip codes 2018 October because this is the data set that I'm eventually going to be exporting. What I will do next is click on the More Data button because I want to add a territory column to my existing data set. The first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to start removing unnecessary fields from my data set. So I'm going to highlight notes, states, counties, ID, zip5 code, because that's all kind of redundant data, and I'm going to click the left arrow to move them to the left hand side so they're no longer visible in my data window. Next, I need to grab my territory column, and I'm going to add that to the spreadsheet, and I'm going to move it up just so it's at all the way to the left hand side of my data window. When I click Set Data Column, I'll show the results. And now I have a territory column next to my zip code columns. You're going to see that a lot of these are blank because I don't have territories in Puerto Rico or New York. The next step I'm going to do is click on our filter, and I'm going to filter out all of those territories that do not have all of those zip codes that don't have a territory name. So from the pull down list, I choose territory. From the next pull down list, I'm going to choose greater than, and I'm going to make it a 0 so that it excludes all of those zip codes that do not have a territory. I'm going to click filter, and now they're all gone. You'll see that I have a list of boundary as well as point zip codes. Once again, boundary zip codes are the ones that we all know, defined by a shape. Point zip codes are just zip codes within a boundary zip code that receive a lot of mail. So the final step then is to click this button at the end. You can leave these blank because we already have them filtered. Click next and just click save file, and now you can save it as a CSV file to your desktop if you wanted to. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thanks and have a great day.